Yo, what the fuck is up? Welcome everybody to Wednesday, to Wired In Wednesday. We even got a little logo up there now because we're becoming slowly more and more official as we move deeper and deeper into that Twitch canyon. If you don't know, Wednesday is a day where I'm just chopping up with people kind of vastly across the music industry, talking with artists, talking with people that just kind of work in the music industry. I might start talking with your mama on here. I don't fucking know. Either way, we also give away a pair of fucking headphones every single Wednesday, thanks to our good friends over at Astro Headphones. So if you go ahead and hit !raffle and you are subbed to this channel, you might fuck around and win some headphones. Also, if you go over to our Instagram page, we got a whole other raffle going on with fucking Astro, where you can win a complete canopy custom package from Astro, where you get these sick ass, look at these things. You get these sick ass canopy Astro headphones. These are nice. These look real good.
Those are mad tight.
Right, you get these exact one, not these exact ones, but same pair. You get some A40s, you get some goddamn, you get a hat, you get a coffee mug, you get a whole other hat, you get some stickers, and I'm gonna put some human hair into the package as well to really just kind of sweeten the pot a bit. So, and here's the best part about it: not my hair, not my fucking hair. So. It's an exciting time to be alive. It's a wonderful time to have the internet. And it's super fucking cool. Today we are welcoming my friend Mouse Powell, who unfortunately is not here in Tacoma with me. He was over the 4th, but he is back in the desert kissing the devil's dick.
I'm back to it. Dude, it is so fucking hot here.
I can't do that shit, man. I cannot do it.
You dropped me off and I was wearing a sweatshirt and some shorts. And then I landed in Arizona, was like, fuck you. And I had to immediately pop the top on them. But I'm happy to be back, man. Thanks for having me back on here.
Absolutely, man. It's always, I mean, beyond you just being my friend, I'm also a fan of your music, which, you know, you played me some when you were out here, and I'm so excited for these people to hear what you've been working on. And I briefly discussed with you in the car that it kind of really sounds like you're finding a part of yourself. I believe we talked last time, a little less pressure sometimes can really help open up the floodgates, which is why, like, I've for years been like, man, I should fuck around and just get like a regular 9-to-5 job so I can have that fucking yacht back in my my musical bag of tricks. And the stuff that you were playing me, man, really sounds like you found that.
Yeah, man, it's been super dope making music again, like, and making music with no pressure, because it's, you know, like, you start kind of thinking about it when you're making it, and you're like, you're building it towards specific shit. So I would catch myself doing wonky shit, like being like, oh, I'm going on tour with Greaves. I should make this apply to Greaves' audience. And then, you know, you like, next thing you know, you're like kind of walking it back, like, I'm not that sad. I'm not like, I gotta act like I'm sad all the time. Now here we are.
I'm gonna get a lip ring.
But it's been nice, man. I've been really like enjoying the process again. No, it's been cool, bro. I'm really, actually, I also will say I really enjoyed that, like, of the, how long was I at your house? Like 4 or 5 days? 4 days? 3 or 4 days, somewhere in there?
Yeah.
I waited until like literally the last possible second to play you some music. It's like we're like 10 minutes from the airport. It's like, oh, hey, do you want to hear some songs?
It fucking works for me, man. And sometimes it's, you know, on your way out is the best time to do it. You're like, oh, yeah, you like this? Check this shit out. Peace. And my only
100%
regret is that I wish I had some to take with me. I wish you would have left that.
I mean, I won't. I just left my hair for you to give away to your fan base.
Oh, cat's out the fucking bag.
Great, off my pillow.
We're not supposed to be giving away this fucking information. Like, now the whole little, you know, fucking card that I scotch taped it to is.
Yo, you know what's fucked up? Is I I have a lock of human hair that is not my hair.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Literally right here. Yeah.
Wait, how did you get... How do you just have a lock of someone's cornrow?
I made a fantasy football bet last year with my friend Matt that if he lost, he had to cut a lock of my friend Germs' hair off for me to have, because Germs has luscious, beautiful hair.
Wow.
So they came to town, and Matt just kind of had to be like, "Hey, dog, I'm sorry. Like, you got to come up out a piece of that hair real quick."
I know you have nothing to
sawed it
do
off
with
with a
this
kitchen
bet,
knife,
but unfortunately, your hair is the prize.
But our fantasy team lost. Yeah, man.
Well, shit. What's that dude's name?
But it's pretty precious. I think I'm gonna the guy who lost or the guy who lost the hair.
The guy who lost the hair, the real champion.
Germs.
Shout out to Germs for contributing to probably the creepiest thing on Mouse's desk, and the fact that it's just sitting there on your desk.
Yeah, I gotta get it. I want to get one of those graduation frames where it's got like a picture and then a spot for the tassel.
Sick.
And I want a picture of Germs, and then I want the tassel to be with the lock of hair.
Yeah,
But
I fucks with that.
right now, it's just sitting on my desk giving me good luck.
Can we like
So let's
start a GoFundMe for Mouse's monument of the Loke? Get a little shadow box.
Yeah, I think it's gonna cost about $30,000.
Oh wow.
That's modest, you know. I don't want to get too. I don't want to ask for too much. So like just a quick 30 racks. You'd really be helping out my family in this time of need, and we'll get this house looking nice.
All right, guys, you heard it here first. He's Mouse needs 30 racks for a frame made of human bones. Come through for my guy.
Yeah. You could just donate a bone too. You know, if you don't have money, that doesn't
bone donations.
That doesn't mean you can't contribute.
Fucking awful.
Bonations.
Yeah, this is a bone nation.
Hit me with a couple of bonations.
Bone Donation sounds like not like a super heavy metal band, but is there soft metal?
If there's not, we should start it.
Soft metal.
We used to always initiate. When Ruben was my DJ, we would always try to start gentle moshes, where you just are kind of like running up on people. Like,
tap.
Oh, it's a gentle mosh.
It's a tap pit.
Just gentle. You could just kind of glaze into people. But
I like that.
Man.
That makes being in the front so much more comfortable, especially when you have the body frame of someone like me, who is kind of built. I have the grown man physique of a teenage girl, pretty much.
Yeah, you got a bird body, a precious little bird body.
Hollow bones. Hey, shout outs to Fahrenheit for the subscription.
I see that you've left the guitar sitting exactly where I left it. That was very considerate of you.
Right where Molly Mouse left it. Yeah, we're not moving that shit at all. To be fair, I haven't even been in this room since then, so. Yeah, I got a bunch of stuff I want to do to the house right now, but I refuse to pay 6 times with materials. Yeah, I wanted to fix the fucking handrail on my porch, but a cedar fucking 2x4 was like $39 for an 8-footer, and I was just like, man, I can't do it. Like I could go buy a $40 2x4, but I fucking won't do it. All right, I will keep that safety hazard in my backyard until the fucking price of lumber goes down. Learn how to walk unassisted in my backyard.
Yeah, I've been trying to build my goddamn van out, and that is not happening until the world decides to chill out.
Yeah, it's a terrible time to pick up arts and crafts that involve the wooden materials. Wait, Queen Gompo, didn't you win it last time? Oh, my 6 entries. Oh, for the other package. Okay. Sorry. Last time I pulled some straight fucking... I put it out there into the universe, and I was like, Queen Gompo's gonna win these goddamn headphones tonight. And then she did win the headphones. So now I think everyone thinks that this shit is rigged. So I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna conjure up who's gonna win these headphones this time, and we'll see if I can nail it again. And if I fucking do nail it again, then everyone is for sure going to believe that it's rigged. But I need you to know that I don't know how to do any of this shit. And Colin is behind the helms, and if you think Colin is gonna listen to me on who wins this shit, you're giving him too much credit. That dude just hits a button and it goes, pya pya pya, one. So who do we got in here?
Yeah, all bets are off.
I'm just gonna pick a name that I like. I like this one. Reina de la Fof. Reina de la Fof. I like the one that I can't say. Here, I'm gonna fucking...
What? How do you...
I believe...
Type it in so I can see it.
Bam, there we go. Rein de la Fal.
I hope that's their real name.
That's their name that their mama gave them. As they came into this world, naked and screaming. Reina de la Hof is their name. I believe in you. I believe that's the one.
I just spilled my seltzer water all over my desk. So I'm cleaning it up with a piece of sound foam.
Pronounced
very
Reina,
absorbent. It absorbs sound waves.
And the liquid. Pronounced Reina de la Fof. Nah. That's cool. You ain't gotta lie to kick it. Alright? Reina de la Fof. So Mouse, how's life? How's post-pandemic life? How's music? I guess my real question would be is, do you, now that things are starting to kind of turn the corner for everybody, and I know how I personally feel about this, and we could talk about that too, but like, as things are starting to open back up, and as, you know, things are coming across your table, like, how does it feel to like have the opportunity and the ability to play live music again? How does that feel for you?
It's scary. Dude, it's so scary. You know what's cool though? It's really like, I'm super excited. We just announced a Phoenix show. So if you're in Arizona, go get them tickets. Rebel Lounge. August 6th. That's gonna be like our guinea pig show. Like I haven't played in a year and a half, and I'm sure you relate. Like I don't really just slap my own catalog that often.
Yeah.
So there's some songs that like we do live that I'm kind of wondering if like I'll remember the words, because you get so much of that muscle memory, you know, when you're doing them for like 6 weeks in a row. But then when you take 12 months off of listening to them, I don't know. We're gonna have to rehearse a little bit more, but I'm really excited to have the opportunity to do it again. It is kind of nice though, because I've got a little bit more fuck you power now that I'm like a stable adult, so I could just kind of be like, nah, don't want to do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I get to choose and pick what I'm doing a little bit more. Yeah. Like it's not like I'm like waiting for the check still. So I'm really enjoying that aspect of it. And I'm looking forward to being able to do more out of state stuff kind of on my own terms. And I feel like you and I kind of talked about that briefly when I was in town, but like I really like the idea of like just doing like 4 shows and then coming back, like just hitting the banger nights, like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, back on a plane, back to work on Monday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
because it's tiring, dude. Like being out of the house,
it does.
It's hard.
It's I guess I went so long. You know, it's such a long period of my life where I went without like a break. Pretty much, I'd been on the road busting my ass for a decade plus, and at that point, it's like, to me, the idea of it all just coming to a halt and stopping and not being able to do it for a year and a half was just non-existent and never was going to happen. And so it was like never in my wheelhouse. I never even considered it. And then when it did happen, I lost my fucking shit. And to be honest, I kind of felt like it was never going to come back. So I didn't even think about live music. I didn't think about rehearsing. I didn't think about like the kind of like the live dynamic or the venue dynamic. I just like let it go completely, which is the first time in, 15 fucking years or something like that, that I've completely let go of the idea of live music. And now that we're getting emails, I like get nervous like when I'm talking to Colin on the phone. Like I'm straight up like like did I lose my care for it? I don't think I did, but it's like I've been without it for so long that it's like, do I still know how to fuck? It's like you've gone so
100%.
long without busting that nut. I don't even know if I can bust a nut no more.
Yeah, I feel like it's funny, man. Like small shit, like emails. Like I have fully forgotten that I have my booking email, so like I'll just glance in there like once a month now. Whereas like it used to be like I was in that motherfucker every day sending an email, like trying to find money, trying to find the show, trying to figure out what the next tour is.
Working
and you really like invest in that, and you get it. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I've really enjoyed relieving myself of that for a year.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful for like all the time I spent doing it, because it's actually translated into like my professional life outside of music. It's translated into like a ton of skills that I didn't even realize I could tap into. But man, it is really, it's cool to see it coming back. Like I got a feeling as soon as I get a taste of it again, I'm gonna be just like overwhelmed. Like I wouldn't be surprised if I shed a thug tear as soon as I get on the stage.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I'm a little worried for that.
Dude, it's just, it's such a huge part of who I am. And I'm sure you can relate to it's a giant portion of my brain and how I process emotions and how I connect with the outside world. So like it's been really powerful to be able to step away from it, to figure out how important it is to me on one hand, but also to force me to find other ways to connect with the world.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one thing that I always said about like my the performance in my life, I guess, like touring, playing live shows, being in the venue is like, it set me on this like regiment, and it kind of kept me sharp, because I'm like fully, I have no problem admitting that there's a shitload of stuff that I'm not good at. But I am good at that. I am good at the work that it takes to go into it. I'm good at spending the time that it takes to prepare for a tour. I'm good at putting my energy into it to get what I want out of it, instead of just showing up, giving my fucking, like whatever I think they expect of me and leaving. Like I am constantly looking for ways to like outdo myself and make each little tour a step up and something else. And we ran, you've been on tour with us, we run a tight ship, like not as far as like, it's not a strict ship, but we run a tight ship, and we show up like we've been doing this shit for fucking a decade, because we fucking have.
Yeah.
And it's like, did That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, shout outs to AC Smith for gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the channel. We got fucking Jeaning 01 with the resubscription. We got Randahela Hodohof with the resubscription. And we got Iron Faced Bandito up in this motherfucker with the resubscription. We're using their Amazon Prime.
Hey, to tap into what you're saying, you guys do run a very tight ship. And I think, like, that's probably one of the most important things I've gleaned from you is, like, how respectful of the venue and all of the personnel within it you guys are, and how much you appreciate their time. Like, I think, like, that's something that, like, I've noticed with other people I've played shows with where they're like, oh, it's 30 minutes late to sound check. Fuck them.
No way.
They'll figure it out. You guys are very much like, Colin's beating that ass if you miss van time.
Oh,
you know what I mean? You miss van call, you're getting shamed. Like, you're getting shamed, you're getting barbecued. Like, it is. And then as soon as you pull up, it's like, you got like the set. Like, it's so, you're dropping lines. I think you guys just show so much appreciation to, like, the people behind the scenes that make it happen. And I think that's really what's translated probably for you to have as much longevity as you've been able to. And, like, by proxy for me to have been able to do it for as long as I have. Because I picked up a lot of those habits from you. Like, we were talking earlier this week and you're like, when you get back to it, you should bring back old habits like tipping the sound guy. And I think I will, because like, that used to be common practice. Like, you like how the room sounds, you slide that motherfucker a 50.
Yeah.
Like, and then next time you come in, they remember you and you remember them. And then you make friends.
I think especially starting forward, because so I've been like doing some production managing shit here locally just to, like, I don't know, if there's one thing I know, it's the venue, right? Like we've just been talking about, like I know my way around the venue. It's like, it can be something for me, you know, like if I'm not touring as much as I was, but I still want to be around it, like that's something I can do. And so I you know, I was helping out with a show, and the idea that this was like the second show back after a year and a half of just the worst shit ever, pretty much, especially for the music industry. And the artists that I experienced that evening, in particular, there was one group, and they were so incredibly ungrateful, and like just came back with that same fucking attitude that everybody like had like before it all shut down. It's like, I'm the artist, I get whatever I want. They're sneaking booze in, they're sneaking people in the back door. Like, you're sneaking people in after this, like, a venue hasn't been open for a year and a half and you're already cutting corners. Like, for me, it was like, man, someone needs to reset this precedent. Like, shit ain't going back to normal. Like, guest list is fucking closed this year. Guest list is fucking closed. If the room cap is $550 plus 25 guest lists, I want $575 tickets sold. If we're family, then you can fucking spend $15 for a fucking ticket and you can show up, and it's not even, at that point, it's not even supporting me, because I'm honestly not going to make that much money off of that difference. That's more going to the venue, like, for the year and a half that they've been closed. Like, guest list is fucking closed this year, and everybody should be on their best behavior. And I think old practices like tipping your sound guy should definitely come back, because those guys were eating shit all last year, and if they were getting gigs, they were fucking doing gigs that they probably worked their whole career to not do, like corporate fucking, like, you know, like speeches and shit like that, like shit that they don't want to do. Hey, shout outs to the Punisher for gifting out some subs to the channel. That's big love. Thanks for coming through. 1946. We got an old homie in the house right now. But I think a little, even if it's fucking, you know, even if it's just $20 or whatever, like if you got tips from your merch table that night or something like that, you should just roll up on the sound guy. Granted that he wasn't like a motherfucker, right? Like,
right.
Because sometimes that shit happens.
Do you remember? I don't remember what city it was, nor do I want to blast the venue, because it's actually a cool venue. But do you remember when we were on tour and that dude muted the entire, like, front of house? Like, all I had was our in-ears, so to me it sounded like the show's still going. And then all of a sudden the crowd just wasn't moving. Like they all went from fucking to just standing there. I was like, what the fuck? And I popped my ear out, and this girl in the front row just goes, the speakers are off. And I look over, and the sound guy is leaning on the iPad at the bar. He had the iPad out, and he just had leaned on it. And then I did the not so cool way approaching it, and I kind of regret this. I asked the crowd to boo him.
Was this in Canada?
He's not doing his job at all. Yeah, this was in Canada.
Was this in Canada where there's a famous sea monster called the Ogo Pogo?
This was the home of the Ogo Pogo. Okay. Funny you should ask.
I do remember that night, and I remember having to step in between that sound guy and Pants at the end of the night when Pants was like, you fucking suck at your job. And I was like, oh, no, Pants, we don't do that. Even if they do suck at their job, which he definitely does, we don't do that.
Yeah, that was brutal. That was probably... I think that might have been the hardest experience with a sound person I've ever had. Because it's one thing if you just, like, fuck the mix-up. You know, like, I prefer you don't. But if you do, and it's just an honest mistake, and you're new to it, like, and it's like, okay, you haven't dialed it in yet. Whatever. You'll get there, hopefully, or you won't, and you'll find a new career. But to just, like, your job is to run the sound... And there is no sound, but there is somebody performing on stage. That was the one time that in-ear monitors really fucking
they can
really got me.
I've had that happen before. I had that happen once, I think, but I was the opener, and so nobody gave a fuck about you anyways. And then someone's like, "Your fucking music's not even on." And you're like, "Oh, God."
Yep. But overall, you know. I don't remember what the point I was making there was. Oh, taking care of venue staff. Treat them right.
Treat them right.
Don't yell at them.
Well, we've built
our
whole shit off of, like, showing up and like, kind of, like, treating like we work there with you, right? Ryan de la Hafatov is gifting 1 sub to the channel. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Technically, we are all working there together that evening, and if you show up and it's, hey, we're on the same team, I do believe that we have gotten offers that were larger than we should have because of how we behaved the first time we came through. And, you know, when my agent, you know, hit him up or whatever, you know, when we're routing tours or whatever, they're like, oh, we really love those dudes. And, you know, so we got a pretty fair shake from them because we did so well that time around. I mean, I will admit I've had my moments, you know, like I've definitely like worked with people that were not professional and really irked me. And so kind of I've become unprofessional in those moments by like letting them know how much I think they suck. But that's like pretty few and far between. And to be honest, I feel like when I do that, those are people that like, they won't be around next year. Like they're not, there's a lot of people that like buy their way into this game because they got like dumb money. Like when the weed shit really like popped off, like a lot of these like fucking weed idiots were like, oh, I'm gonna be a promoter too, and like put all my homies on these shows, and like just with just no understanding of like what they're doing at all. Like they just paid the artist guarantee and they paid the room free for the venue, and they just thought that if they let those two things fuck, that the room would fill full of people and everyone would make a bunch of money, and they ended up losing all their weed money, and you know, that was that.
Look, I don't like the way that you're talking about weed money like it doesn't slap.
No,
weed money fucking hits.
Hey, you're making that weed money, but you know you're not one of those dudes. I wish I had weed money.
No, and I'm making regular money. I'm just making regular money, but it is generated by the weed sales, which is cool.
I have had pretty much weed guy turned promoter. I think I've had 100% bad times.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that for sure. What are some of the other... There's a couple of, like... the random military promoters. Have you had that? Like the
No,
guy
I
who
do
lives in
that
a
shit.
random military city,
Oh, I have had.
and they're just like, nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to the show, dog, but I'll pay you more than you will ever get paid. Like, come through.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't do private parties. I don't do birthday parties. I do quinceañeras if you guys are really trying to fuck throw down. Because honestly, I just want to go to a quinceañera, and for some reason, that's like the only coming of age throwdown that I've just never been invited to.
How often do people ask you to rap at their wedding?
A couple times a year.
Yeah.
Couple times
I get
a year.
those here and there, and I always feel terrible saying no, but I always also just picture like TLC Bridezilla and what's gonna happen when I get drunk at the open bar reception and fucking ruin your whole wedding.
Also, how awkward. Like, I'm here playing because you like me, but like the 72 people of your family that are all over 50, like, they don't fucking want to see me, and like it's super awkward and uncomfortable. Like, I don't want to fucking do that shit.
Yeah, they'll for sure be like, why did you guys give this guy the microphone? What is he doing here?
Well, and let's be fair.
And
like,
then somebody will let slip like what they paid, and then I'll be defending that.
well, also, you're there playing your set on like a karaoke machine or some shit like that. And let's be real, dog. You don't beer bong fine wine, all right? Okay, my shit is meant to be fucking aerated and poured into a big ass glass. You let that shit breathe. You swirl that motherfucker around a little bit, okay? And you take me in doses. You just don't fucking pop the bottle and chug me down, okay? You don't beer bong fine wine. I can't be out there playing on a karaoke machine speaker on a stick. That's not happening.
My music is meant to be beer bongs.
My wine is fortified.
Do you sing karaoke?
I don't like to. I don't enjoy it.
I'm terrified of karaoke. I'm kind of a karaoke cuck. Like, I'm strictly there to watch. I love watching karaoke. Like, nothing makes me happier than enjoying watching people sing karaoke.
Yeah.
Like, I was just in Portland before I came to visit you, and we went to my favorite bar, the Alibi.
Mm-hmm.
And some dude popped the top. It's like 7 p.m. He's shirtless. He is screaming "Light My Fire" by the Doors. And I was happy as a pig in shit, dude. I was having a great time. But should somebody sign me up to sing karaoke, like, my whole world crumbles. I don't know why it scares the fuck out of me to sing karaoke.
It's because we care too much.
I think that's it.
Because I
think that's it. I gotta. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I gotta be hammered drunk to sing.
Oh, well, I think that's a prerequisite for karaoke.
True.
But I used to go to this karaoke bar all the time with like Type and Gomez and all those dudes, and they loved it. But they would also they'd rehearse their karaoke songs at home and like get them like to the like proper amount of shitty, and they would it was their one. I started noticing, like, we would go there every weekend, so I would see all the people that like sang there, and I realized that everybody kind of had like a Rolodex of songs that they sang, and they always sang them the same way, and they would sing them after, like, if they noticed somebody else did something like that and got a good response, then they would do it, and they'd all copy each other. It was fucking whack to me, and I'm like overanalyzing the whole thing, and then I'm drunk singing fucking Randy Newman Short People, and like nobody cares, and I'm like, no, fuck you guys. That was a solid choice, and fuck you guys. And it's fucking, I don't know. I think it's because I care too much. But in my karaoke days experience, I do remember getting real fucking hammered one time at the Yinwar and calling Macklemore, and because they had Thrift Shop on the karaoke machine, and was like, bet you won't, motherfucker, bet you won't. And this dude rolled up in the middle of the night on a scooter, and he's sober, and he shows into probably the drunkest room in Seattle at that point. And Gomez and I have our shirts off, and we're on rolling chairs, fucking just like dancing in the rolling chairs, like swinging at each other and fucking like slamming our chests together in these rolling chairs. And he fucking shows up on a scooter, does thrift shop, like over the karaoke machine in front of like, it's like me and drunk Gomez and like some crackheads and like a couple homeless people and like 2 dudes playing pool, and like Mike drops it and like takes off, and people are like, oh shit. Shit. And that was pretty fucking funny.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
The karaoke DJ damn near shit his fucking dick out his ass. Like it was crazy.
I bet. I had beef with the karaoke DJ.
That's fucking hilarious.
I managed. I used to frequent this bar that was. Did you ever play at the Clubhouse in Tempe, Arizona?
I just played fucking Chasers for 10 years and the Stray Cat.
Yeah. Oh fuck. But anyway, there's this venue called the Clubhouse, and it had this wonderful, terrible dive bar attached to it called the Horse and Hound that I used to frequent a lot when I was younger. And there was Dan the karaoke man, and I used to go in there with my buddy Matt, and I would exclusively sign Matt up and announce when he was coming to the stage. And it would drive this dude wild because he'd be like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage singing My Way by Frank Sinatra, Matt X. And then he'd hand me the mic thinking I was Matt. And I'd be like, all right, motherfuckers, are you ready to get live to Frank Sinatra, My Way by Matt X? Like, just completely overdo his intro. And then I'd hand the mic off. like just shit all over how this dude was doing his introductions. And then I'd come over and be like, all right, I want to sign my artist up for another song. And he's like, fuck you, dog. You don't get to sing any songs. Man. Yeah. It's like, no, he's breaking through the circuit right now. You are going to let him on the stage.
That's pretty fucking funny, actually.
He got real... And then he looked like the sperm that didn't quite make it out of Gene Simmons. So I started calling him Gene Swimmins. Man. Shout out Dan the karaoke man. If he's out there and just happens to be watching this, I hope he's ready to fucking squash the beef.
Do you think I'm
ready to come home.
Do you think hold up, I'm opening up Google right now. Dan the karaoke man. Dan's karaoke. Yeah. Dan the karaoke man singing at Bendy Pub? No, that's Dan's karaoke. Big Dan the karaoke man has things off. Mom's place. Dan the man. No. Karaoke, the Dan band. I don't think he made it through those turbulent years when he had all that karaoke beef with the fucking karaoke cuck.
Well, then he shouldn't have come at me so sideways, dog. I didn't want to have to fucking end your career.
That's true.
You know, I'm sorry. My bad.
Damn. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he transcended. Maybe he's doing weddings and shit now. He's got his own little light package and he's doing weddings now. Which, to be fair, I've heard is wonderful money. My friend Rudy started doing weddings and also worked at an ad agency and started making more money doing weddings than he was at his ad agency. And he was doing fucking really well at his ad agency. So.
Oh, I bet.
So,
that's tight.
Maybe we should start a wedding fucking entertainment business.
No, I think you and I should lean very hard into the karaoke cucks.
The karaoke cucks.
It will kind of be like the two old Muppets that like just degrade people after they sing. Yeah, but like that's where we announce people from. They sign up, the spotlight goes up on the mezzanine. You and I announce them. They finish, and then we fucking roast them, and then we announce the next one.
Dude, that'd be sick. That'd be a good night.
All I got is $1 million ideas, baby.
So maybe that should just like be like.
I'm trying to think what the other ones
is on tour. Like when you buy a VIP ticket, we're just gonna rent out a karaoke bar and just roast you.
Yo, that would be so hard. You sell a special ticket that is like for the shittiest dive bar in town, and it's like $200. We bring the karaoke machine with us, and we roast you. You get 3 songs and 4 Jello shots and 2 corn dogs and 1 roast.
That's a good night. That's well worth the $200. All right.
I think so.
Dude. So, I do a bit of a pivot, but I have an idea for this VIP experience, which is like the new Crocodile that they're building has a fucking movie theater in it. Like a 150 person movie theater in it. And I want to for VIP tickets, like every time I play the Crocodile, I just want to like have people show up early and then we can watch a movie, but we can get buck like we want to in the movie theater, and then we can pick any fucking movie we want to watch. It can't be a new release because I doubt that they'll have like the rights to that shit, but it's like I'll just give you a list of like Steven Seagal movies that we can watch, and honestly we can just watch like the middle 30 minutes of all of them and just kind of like montage them together, and we can just get hammered.
Yes.
And we'll do it like early in the day so we can get hammered and then sober up in time for the show again.
Yes. I'm all the way on board. There's this bar out here called the Film Bar. And they did a Big Lebowski night one night where everybody's just in there drinking White Russians and they're like saying the movie lines. And I showed up kind of late and I'm just walking up the stairs and it's like the part where he's talking to the sheriff, and this dude just stands up and starts pointing at me. He goes, "I don't like your jerk-off face. I don't like your jerk-off attitude, and I don't like you, jerk-off." And it was so intimidating, but like also just the perfect comedic timing. That's another one, dude. I don't know why, but everywhere I go, people pick me to beef with. You remember that fucking 9-year-old at the park?
I sure do.
Got fucking punked out by a child.
We're at this park connected to this school. We're like playing with my kid. My lady's there. We got like coffees. We're just chilling, and Mouse is just hanging out, standing there with us, and some kid walks right up next to him, posts up, gets a power stance going on, and while he's like chugging down like it's like a half gallon of Whoppers that he has, he just looks at Mouse and he goes, "You come here often?" And Mouse is immediately just, "Nope, first time." Because it's a fucking playground, and the kid just kind of takes another fucking chug of the Whoppers and goes, "Are you sure?" Super confident.
I appreciate that you're like, all right, we're gonna go to another park, Mouse. We don't need you to live in this shame.
Yeah, I don't want that.
You don't
kid
talk
to,
to my
nobody.
boy like that. Let's relocate. Oh,
well,
man.
that's what Laura was like.
Yeah, dude.
Okay,
everywhere
so
I go,
let's
like,
go. Let's go get those sandwiches.
Yeah. Everywhere I go, someone just picks me out for a moment of weakness. It's karma for Dan the karaoke man.
Dude.
The one time I exploited somebody's weakness, that's it. That's a wrap for me. Have you found, now that like masks aren't as prevalent, have you found that you're doing anything weird with your face?
I mean, I'm always just kind of Yes.
I live in an apartment. These dogs aren't going anywhere. Hey, Sue, come here.
He's got a toothless.
Sorry, the Thunder Vest.
Toothless wiener dog.
The Thunder Vest ain't helping. Sue, come here. Hey. All right, but I've noticed, and maybe maybe as my friend of like 10 years, you can tell me, you can be honest with me. I talk more with this side of my mouth. Like, this part doesn't really open as much anymore.
You think you're talking
like I talk out the side of my mouth like a motherfucker now. A lot. Like, I don't think I used to do that.
Nah.
I think that I had it tighter on this ear, and I just trained my jaw.
I think I was doing weirder shit underneath the mask, like, yeah, I wasn't like thinking about my face as much, so I was just kind of letting it hang loose. Like, I was probably underneath my mask, I was probably just walking around like. But as long as you keep your eyes like normal, right?
Yeah, I got really scared. I got really nervous about like people watching my eyes. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to glance anywhere crazy, or like you don't like. I got really nervous about making direct eye contact with people with the mask on, because you're just dead in the eyes. There's no emotion. I also started doing this thing where while I'm thinking, I'm like, and just like moving my tongue around all crazy. I don't know.
I feel like I didn't mind the eye contact with the mask because I wasn't like doing some weird shit with my mouth or something like that. You can't tell. I feel like a ninja when I'm wearing my mask. And there's like a...
Yeah. But you don't get punked out by 9-year-olds and shit. So like...
It's been a while, but... Yeah. You do know
how to put kids in place. And I appreciate that. We were hanging out with your buddy on the Hood Canal. And you're just yelling at his kids like, nah, fuck you, go get the boat. All right,
I'm not taking shit from those kids anymore.
Meanwhile, his kids are just like calling. His kids are like calling me not my name intentionally.
Yeah.
They're telling me like hold their pocket.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm not taking shit from those kids no more.
Oh, okay. What's up, Steve? Oh, man.
I was like, I bet you remember my name if I throw you off this fucking deck into the water. I bet you remember my name then. When you're like, Bill, help me. Yeah, I'm not taking shit from those kids.
That was such a good time. Thank you again for letting me come out.
Always, man. Come on, get
out
of the desert. It is like medically unacceptable to be in Arizona this time of year. I don't know how you guys do that shit.
It's hard. I came back and I immediately played frisbee golf because I'm a nerd. Like, went straight from the airport to the frisbee golf course.
It took my
I was dying.
I got
sunburned as fuck immediately.
And
I had my disc in my bag that whole time. Damn. But I didn't want to freak you out.
That doesn't freak me out.
Keep that. I didn't want to let you know I keep that thing on me. It's like a concealed carry.
I don't think I've ever played frisbee golf.
Well, I don't think you've ever lived.
One might say I've lived too much, that I don't have room for shit like frisbee golf in my life. What the fuck? I play frisbee golf. That doesn't make you a damn nerd. We got two frisbee golfers and one farter. We got a farter that says they were just walking around with their mask on and they were farting and they couldn't smell it and they couldn't hear it because they had headphones in. If you can't hear it or smell it, did it really happen?
Ooh, true.
We got three.
I also like. Yeah. I used to work with this chick who would fart on people all the time, like intentionally, and she was like the sweetest girl on the planet. But she'd be like, "That table was really mean to you. Do you want me to go fart on him real quick?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." And she'd be like, "Watch this," and she'd walk over and then walk past him and just be like, and then look at me and go, "Ah!" and then run back to the bar. Shout out to Casey Murphy, sweetest woman on the planet.
Wow.
Just farting on my regulars.
Just crap dusting.
That's real revenge, you know? That's a perfect crime.
Yeah? Because there's poop particles in there.
Have you seen Have you seen the thermal images of people farting where it's just like the heat signature? No. And they're just walking by, and then there's just like a giant cloud.
No,
dude, you should check this shit out. Google. If you had Colin Googling, yeah, you're gonna want to see that.
I just typed in thermal farts. Whoa. That's really what a fart looks like in thermal imaging?
Mm-hmm. It's big. Now imagine what a Danny fart looks like.
Dude. See, it's just every time I go to these fucking YouTube videos, though, I just know that it's like staged.
Don't you ruin thermal farts for me.
People farting on thermal.
Speaking of Danny, did you know it was Danny's birthday yesterday?
No.
The D-Hog.
It's Danny's birthday?
Das Hog. Yeah.
Dude, happy fucking birthday to one of the most angelic little unicorn babies that I know. D-Hog. Yeah, the power switch. D-Hog, the power switch. I think you really
freaked your lady out talking about power switches.
I feel
like Laura got a little freaked out hearing about power switches. It's true.
Someone said Danny smells like rainbows and sunshine.
And cum.
And sexual bodily fluids.
Oh, man. Yeah. That sweet, sweet baby boy. I don't know if he actually ages. I don't think he does. I think he just learns another instrument each year.
It fights.
He just gets programmed into his brain. Yeah.
How old is Danny?
Crazy.
Do you know how old Danny is?
So he could be like 16 or he might be like 42. I legitimately do not have the slightest. I think he's close to my age. I think he's probably like 31-ish, 32. But he also could be like just a very plush 15-year-old.
What if he's like, I'm 56, I kind of gained this new identity after my second divorce, and this is really where I came into my own as the D-Hog.
My first wife wasn't really into the power switch.
Dude, someone just said, last time I saw Danny, he sniffed my hair really hard and said I smelled ridiculous while grabbing my hair. We hugged it out. I'm obsessed with that magical being. That is creepy, but I guess you have to know Danny to like, that's kind of, there's a sweetness when he does it. It's not as creepy as if you read it the way that I did, where he grabbed my hair, he was smelling my hair.
Yeah, on paper that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
On paper that's awful. But in knowing Danny, I know, like, he's curious like a little child. So I'm sure he's just like, "Oh, you smell delightful.
Your hair smells ridiculous."
And then have you seen my sandals? They're covered in turf.
His little fucking Astro flops.
Yeah, he's got AstroTurf flip-flops that he had to wear to an LA jail.
Oh, man. Karaoke Dan,
sweet
the karaoke man. What if it's really him? And he's infiltrated your business and he's slowly dissecting you from the inside.
He's just bleeding me out.
Yeah.
Every show he just intentionally fucks up one song.
Oops.
Oops, I forgot to play all 6 instruments.
Someone said he was wearing the sparkly rainbow leggings. Iron Face Bandito. That's a Danny Classics.
You're going to have to be more specific. You're gonna have to narrow it down a little bit. Which sparkly rainbow leggings?
I like the universe ones because that's like that's regular Danny to me.
Cap. Murdan is definitely my favorite.
With the scale.
Murdan, where he has the fish scale leggings.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
And like his whole ass is always hanging out.
That's because his body's not necessarily
leggings.
built for leggings. He's the man wasn't entirely built for leggings. But
you don't talk about him that way.
He Aquadan, Merman Dan.
Aquadan, Merman Dan. Oh man, what other good Dannies have I? Do you remember Robot Dan? Robot Dan that came out in like
with the robot hat.
Fuck, I think we were
Grand Junction.
Yeah, and he every little crowd bit that we had where we talked back and forth without rehearsing this at all, he just decided to respond to me in a robot voice.
Yes,
and I'd be
Mouse.
like,
they seem to be enjoying themselves.
be like, I really love you, Danny. He'd be like, I do not compute love. He was so good.
I forgot about
what
that one.
What is love?
Dan had this fucking giant bag, and it was bursting at the seams, and when he would open it up, it'd just be like, boom, with different outfits. And he had apparently stowed away a little robot hat in there. That was a really good one. I forgot about that one.
I had a manager at one point who was like, you need to tell him to just dress normal on stage. And I was like, I 100% will never do that. Like, I will not tone him down. Like, if you need watered down Danny, you aren't ready for the pure stuff.
Once again, we're not butt chugging fine wine here, all right? You don't tell Danny to put on khakis and a button up, all right? You let that shit breathe.
Sometimes I see him do gigs where he does have to wear like khakis and a button up, and it makes me physically uncomfortable to see him dressed like a regular human being.
That's a pressure.
Like, it makes me. That's way more scary to me than Aquadan.
Aquadan's not scary. To be fair, all of Dan's aliases are not scary to me, but 9 to 5 Dan, that sounds fucking sketchy to me. 9 to 5 with benefits,
Yeah.
Dan, seems scary. 401k, Dan, scary.
Oh.
And honestly, look at everybody talking about Dan. They have all these different memories of him. So your fucking manager had no idea what he's talking about. Bad call. Queen Gompo fell in love with Danny at the fine line that night. And then Queen Gompo saying, also fell in love with Mouse for saving my whole day. Thanks again, Mouse. You'll never know how grateful I am for you for helping us out in Minneapolis.
I did it. I don't remember what it is I did, but I'm glad I did it.
I think you helped them find their VIP package, or that you helped them get it back from a drunk dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like the Fine Line. Fine Line's cool. That venue's sick.
I just yelled, Mouse, will you get our hat? And he totally did. He didn't have to, but he did. It was amazing. And they remembered you for doing a good deed, but would they fucking even remember you if there wasn't a man behind you in fucking, you know, merman pants?
No.
With his dick just busting out of the spandex?
He's just some regular ass broke dick DJ. Absolutely not. It's just some dude in 501s and a fitted.
Chafing up
There
his
can
dick.
only be one of those, and I already called dibs.
That's fucking me.
Danny showed up. What if I had created Danny? Like, Danny was just actually that dude. He's just the normal guy. I'm like, no, people aren't gonna buy into your instrumentality if you dress like that. Let's go to the costume shop and get you some swag.
Oh man.
He's like, geez, Bill, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Do you think they'd like that? I'm like, no, that's not how you talk anymore, Danny. I need you to talk like you're in a Shakespeare play that found America.
Yeah, like a methed out thespian.
He's kind of like a thespian Yoda. I like it. We got like a slight delay.
Yeah, we do.
So every time I make a joke, I wait like 1.5 seconds to see if you make any physical reaction, and if you don't, I just keep moving. Yeah, so anyway.
Oh, fucking Danny. Well, shout outs to Danny and his birthday. Shout outs to you, Mouse. Thanks for joining us on Wired and Wednesday. Hey, fucking Colin, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We've hit the hour mark. I can hear baby yelling downstairs, which means it's probably time to put that baby in the bathtub and put that baby to bed. We're gonna wrap up the raffle while Mouse and I wrap it up over here. Do you have anything that you want to announce these people that you got coming up?
I just wanted to
shit.
wanted to double shout out August 6th, Rebel Lounge, Phoenix, Arizona. First show back. Fly into town. Fuck it. Don't be selfish.
Wait,
don't be stingy.
When is
buy
that?
yourself a plane ticket and buy yourself a ticket. August 6th at the Rebel Lounge.
I mean,
And if you need to buy some tickets, you can go to the link in my bio on Instagram.
I might go.
I would love that.
I might go. August sounds like a rough time to be in Arizona.
No. You come out and we'll go float the Salt River the following day.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to say, I fucking did it. I called the winner again. So now everybody thinks that it's rigged. I'm fucking 2 for 2 in this bitch. All right? It's called projection, you motherfuckers. All right? You put it out there in the universe and you just kind of start pulling it back. All right? Reindele Hoftefoff. You won those headphones. She even came in here being like, all right, so what I miss? You won the headphones. You won headphones. You get a free pair of headphones. You're gonna get like a message on the side from Colin, because I fucking put it out there for you. All right. I'm slowly building my rep so I can start a cult eventually. And if I just keep doing small miracles like this, bro, I'll be cult leader.
One step at a time, baby.
6 months. Manifest those A40s. I'll do what I can, but you've already. The thing about my energy is it's not a 6-shooter, you know, and it's already worked for you. So did I expel my energy that I had for you in this universe already to get you the A10s? I don't know. Like I'm just saying, it may have been used already. Maybe we should have held off on that. But maybe it brought some positivity into your life to allow your own projections to come into fruition. You know what I'm saying? This is also part of the Tao of G.
I love that. I love that for you.
Thanks, man.
Your cult's gonna go off. I feel like your cult's gonna be great, dude. You know, you don't let anybody tell you.
Well, it's a passion project for me.
Don't let the haters tell you you can't start a cult.
COVID hit and they're like, you should
know,
get a
it's
new
just
hobby.
a little side project.
And I was like, cult leader. Leader.
Casual.
Casual cult. The casual
Some people,
cult leader.
Some people picked up dominoes. I picked up leading a cult. I don't see the difference.
We have a
All right, brother.
We have a playlist before we dip out of here. Have you picked a song? Do you want to pick a song? Do you have a song for our playlist that we do every Wednesday?
I think I defaulted to White Rapper.
All
I think I sent that through. I was feeling party.
Okay. All right. Well, then we're going to add that to the playlist, and then Colin will drop a link to that right now so we can run those numbers up on that. I believe that's your highest played song on your Spotify, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it to 250.
250?
So
what are we
run
what
that
are we
bitch
at
up
with it now? Where are we at?
It's like 225. It's knocking on the door. It's ready.
Let's see what we got here. Let me
wants it.
Let me look this shit up. Mouse Powell.
Moose Powell.
Old Moose Powell. We're at 227, 223. Let's run that. Let's run that up for my guy. Oh, and porches. Yeah, you can always run that up too. Really just run up the numbers.
100%.
Well, it looks like you got love here, Mouse. So shout out to everybody in here coming through for Wired and Wednesday. Thank you, Mouse, for coming through. Once again, if you live in the Phoenix area or you're trying to see, Mouse in August, fuck around and get some deals. Get yourself a ticket out there and witness Mouse's first show back in August. And we got some shows that we're going to be announcing soon for you as well. So that'll be good. We got a show in Denver. So make sure if you live in the Colorado or even just the Rocky Mountain area, tickets are on sale now for that. So roll up on your boy. And then more news to come. But thanks for coming through. Happy Hour is getting moved to Thursday next week. No Monday next week. It'll be Thursday. But if for some reason I find some time, maybe we'll do like a music stream or some shit on Monday. But who knows? Maybe I'll take that time to get some shit done around the house. Regardless, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the subs. Oh, shit. Sue. Oh, Suey. And thanks for everybody that continuously supports the channel here. That's big love. And shout outs to Rein de la Hof de Fof for winning them headphones. Shout outs to Susan for looking good in her old age. Baby. Mouse, I love you. Thanks for coming through, man.
I love you so much. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you, dude.
Peace, y'all.